ultimately our goal is to get to that conference tournament. We got some good local new players. Maya Schwab from Davies looked really good this morning, and Jessica Dahlman from Grand Forks Red River, showed us some things, so we're really excited about that. So it's always exciting for that first day, and I'm excited coming off of that morning practice.
Well, we just started practice today as our first day, and we have all of our returning starters from last season will be with us, and so we're really excited about that. And with our first morning practice, I have to say the intensity that was brought to practice was awesome. Our ball control is where we want it to be at. It looked like that we were playing aggressive defense, which is one of our signature styles of play. I have 4 seniors that have been starters for the last 4 years, who I think will provide a lot of good leadership for our program this year. It's a tough conference. One, though, that it's a love-hate relationship with our conference, but it's one that I think that it makes you get better as an athlete. And I'm really looking forward to starting the season.
I think between the 4 of us, we get a little ticked off at the end of each year. Like, we know we can do it, but something just always seems to fall through. There's one missing piece. It's been, one missing piece for the last 3 years, whether that's an injury or we miss it by 1 seed or whatever. But I think with the 4 of us being on the court the majority of the time with the leadership and just the style of play, that we're at a better position than ever.
Absolutely. I think, the plan that we set out when we kind of got this program from the get-go and we were put in charge of it is taking shape how we wanted it to. I think our alumni have re-engaged with our program, which has led to the increase in scholarships. We'll be at 24 this year with hopes and plans, and I think we're on pace to be at 28 next year, which puts us at the league maximum. And so I think that point is right on target. You look at the facility upgrades with our new field this year. That certainly was beyond the plan, an exciting kind of bonus to that. But we've added coaches. We've been able to retain coaches by increasing kind of some staff salaries, which allows us to keep our continuity in recruiting, which is really the name of the game, to keep building the depth on our team. And so I think our plan is coming together nicely. It's where we should be. I think the one thing that everybody's got to keep in mind is even though we're at 24 scholarships, it's still a young 24. We've got a big class, but we've got a lot of scholarship guys that redshirted last year or that just got here in our redshirting. And so it's still a young kind of 24. It's a young program a little bit that's got to keep developing. It's where we need to be, and I think we just stay on the cycle. We'll mature right into it and stay on the pace.
Yeah. Well, I remember coming in as a freshman, and we had a lot of guys play right away. Not many people redshirt, and it was for a couple of years. It was we're young, and we're still developing, we're still learning, and I think we're to that point now where it's we're senior. A lot of us are seniors, and we got a lot of depth and a lot of experience, and I think it's time to take it upon ourselves and take that next step.
Back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Dragon football was pretty good. They were always in contention for a conference title, or they were always above 500, and we want to get back to that and be a conference. We're good at the conference, and people are afraid to play us, not like, oh, it's MSUM, we're going to beat them.
Coach, what has Zane meant to your team, being one of the first guys you recruited?
I don't know if I could put words on what he's meant as a football player for our program, to be a guy right down the road that represents small town kids with great values and great work ethic that, believe in themselves. They do everything right on and off the field. To have a guy in a position that's noticed at running back from our local community, you can't say enough about what that's meant to our program as far as allowing other small town kids to be able to have somebody to look at and go, I can do that, I can be like him, I can play there, I can achieve at a high level. And if you look at what our team is made up of and you look at this year's incoming class, there are a lot of small town rural players that are good football players. And we just had one here yesterday on a recruiting visit, and we were able to point out all the guys from his area that he's played against or he knows the names, and it's just an inviting atmosphere to be a part of. It's been huge in recruiting. I think it's been huge for our image. Obviously, it's been huge for our football program to have a talented guy doing things between the lines out there.